Good evening. It is so wonderful to be here with you this evening. And Margarita, thank you for such a gracious introduction. I say thank you to every sponsor, every donor, every guest here tonight. You make it possible for us to impact the lives of over 20,000 people every year. 20,000 people every year are touched by Family Focus. We have 11 program sites, and we serve 2,000 square miles around Chicagoland, and we could not do this work without your help. Thank you again to our guest of honor, Chancellor Juan Salgado, for accepting our invitation, for your leadership, your tenacity, your drive, and your unwavering commitment to the students of City Colleges of Chicago and all the residents of Chicago. Thank you. We are very honored that you are here with us this evening, and we say a thank you to your special guests who took time to celebrate you with us. Andrea Sines at the Chicago Community Trust, CEO. Beth Swanson, CEO of A Better Chicago. And Cindy Moelis, President of the Pritzker Traubert Foundation. Here, along with each of their guests, we appreciate you being here with us this evening. I want to also acknowledge our board of directors and staff, who I affectionately call Team Family Focus. And I would like to ask if you are a current board member of Chicago Child Care Society, no more, of Family Focus, please stand up. And please stay standing. Stay standing. I'm going a little off script, but I'm going somewhere with this, so please stay standing. If you are a former board member of Chicago Child Care Society or Family Focus, please stand up. If you are a team member, current or former, of Family Focus or Chicago Child Care Society, please stand up. It is an honor to work alongside each one of you and to hear your thoughts, your dreams, and the way that you support our communities. I am honored to work alongside and learn from Dennis Aboud, our board chairperson, every day. He teaches, he supports, he encourages, he inspires, and he is an unwavering individual committed to the lives of children and families. So Dennis, thank you for your leadership. You can be seated now. I just wanted the room to see the hands, the hearts, and the minds that make this organization work. I am so proud to have a board that is a source of sound counsel and support alongside a team that is inspired and shows up every day with intention and with purpose. It's hard to believe that it's been 2 years since Family Focus merged with Chicago Child Care Society, and there's an idiom that says, time flies when you're having fun. And I like to change that a little bit tonight to, time flies when you're living and leading on purpose. And thank you. And our purpose at Family Focus is to strengthen the stability of the family, to nurture the development of children during their earliest years of life, and to expand young people's sense of identity and self-efficacy. Our purpose is to help ensure that families experience well-being, that each member feels safe and healthy, and that they have an equitable chance at educational advancement and economic mobility. Our purpose is family. And we know that when a family experiences well-being and they are secure, that the health and well-being of our community is also secure. At Family Focus, we understand the assignment. as young people would say. And we operationalize our assignment under 5 strategic priorities. With our core values as our guide, our priorities are to deepen family and child success through a 2-generation approach, to assess and communicate how our work makes the most impact, to build a sustainable and thriving organization, not just for today, but well into the future, to invest in team family focus unwaveringly. And I often say, how do we take care of the people who take care of the people? And that is team family focus. So another round of applause for the team members at Family Focus. And with every decision we make, we center equity and we elevate diversity, inclusion, and belonging. We take very seriously our assignment to care for children and families because they deserve access to every opportunity to achieve their individual greatness. We know that in the United States, the maternal death rate among Black American women is 2.6 times higher than the rate of white women. And also, despite some progress, large gaps remain in the educational attainment and outcomes among students of color compared to white Americans. Students in poverty indicate a lower academic and a lower achievement and higher dropout rate in comparison to their peers who have higher socioeconomic status. And depression and anxiety and behavior disorders are among the leading cause of illness amongst adolescents despite racial and economic identity. And lastly, today in the United States has more income and wealth inequality than at any time in the last 100 years. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any developed nation, and millions of children, disproportionately Black and brown, face food insecurity. And so I ask you a question that I often ask myself. Are these realities acceptable? Absolutely not. At Family Focus, we dare every day to tackle these daunting realities because we know, as the late James Baldwin wrote in a New York Times essay, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Through our early childhood education, youth development, and family support services, we are together building and strengthening families, shaping workforce pathways, building social capital, and cultivating collaborative action that will help us impact the trajectory of those that live constrained by circumstances and lack of resources. Our path forward includes reimagining where it all started, in Evanston. My goal is for Evanston's Fifth Ward to have a vibrant physical space that honors the history of the former Foster School, the last predominantly Black school in the city of Evanston, built in 1905. And my goal is to gift this building to today's children and young people so that they can be proud of it for generations to come, and because they deserve it. To date, for this project, we have raised over $5 million towards the renovation and infrastructure improvements of this center, thanks to Evanston's American Recovery Plan Act funds, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and with help from U.S. Rep. Jan Schakowsky, we recently received $1.1 million from the federal government's 2023 Omnibus Appropriations Bill. We are well on our way to creating a state-of-the-art center that will preserve the legacy of the landmark building, investing in children and families, and laying the foundation for workforce development and socioeconomic growth. We are so excited about our Evanston Center renovation, and we're optimistic that we will reach our goal to complete the project by 2027, hopefully earlier, but we're giving ourselves some grace. And we look forward to keeping you posted on this progress and hope that when the time comes, we can count on you to support a space for children to dream their biggest and boldest dreams. And we can dream big today for every child, every young person, and family who walks through our doors, to expand our fatherhood initiatives, to provide early childhood development and doula services within each community where we work, and much more, fueled by the everlasting imagination and tenacity of our founder, Bernice Weisbord. We are very honored to have Bernice's son, Bob, and his wife, Marie, here with us this evening. Thank you for being here. And I ask you now to join me in welcoming one of many of Bernice's champions, a cherished team member and longtime friend, Dolores Holmes, who is here to pay tribute to Bernice's legacy. Dolores worked hand in hand with Bernice as the first center director of Family Focus. She played a critical role in implementing the principles of family support practice, which were and still are rooted in social justice and equity values. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dolores Holmes.
Thank you so much, Dara, for such a warm and wonderful welcome. I just want to share with you that Bernice and I had a conversation about you when you came on board, and we decided that Family Focus is in good hands. So, good evening, everyone. I am Dolores Holmes, and I'm honored to join you tonight to pay tribute to Bernice Weisbord, a visionary, trailblazer, and most of all, my dear friend. Hope I can get through this. In the 1960s and 70s, things were rapidly changing for women in America. Women's participation in the workforce was on the rise, included married women with children. Many young couples moved to cities and states where jobs were concentrating away from their immediate families and their typical support system. Working parents of young children needed resources, child care, and a sense of community. This shift coincided with a developing public interest in understanding that all parents are their children's first teachers. Those first 3 years of life are critical to their development. Providing support and education to families at this early stage makes a big difference in the child's ability to realize full potential. Bernice understood this well, and this was her awareness. Her dream of Family Focus was born in 1976, and soon after, she hired me as the organization's first center director. I would often say Bernice and I had a partnership made in heaven. I ran the programs, and Bernice found ways, or made sure we had the funding and resources we needed to continue our services and expand beyond Evanston into more communities that needed this. When it came to our families, Bernice would never say no. Instead, she would say, Dolores, go ahead, meet the needs, and I'll find a way to pay for it. She had such a strong commitment to families because she knew that every parent had the same dream for their children, for them to be healthy and strong and to have access to the resource needed to be all they could be. Bernice always believed that every community should have a family support center. So she wasted no time in expanding. We added a center in Woodlawn in our second year. In our third year, in 1978, Blanca Almonte joined us as the center director of the Family Focus Lincoln Park. Some of you may not know that, which later became growing into the Hispanic community of Westtown and was renamed Nuestra Familia, which means our family. Bernice, Blanca, and I created safe spaces for new parents to grow, learn, and connect one community at a time. Bernice welcomed interracial parents, same-sex couples to be part of our program, and we started an education program for teen parents long before any other organization we were aware of, because she knew that parents, all parents, regardless of economic or demographic identity, needed and deserved help. Anyone who knew Bernice spoke of her as such a warm, loving person who was involved in and concerned about the communities around her. No one to sit by and do nothing. She was an activist all her life, advocating for anyone who was oppressed, finding solutions for needs wherever they arose, and bringing resources and people together. Bernice loved people. And if you visit her home, she always ate lots of food as a way to make people around the table sit longer with lively conversation and intellectual debate. Bernice was preceded in death by her husband, Barney, in 2000. Together, they left behind 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren. Not only that, but through the hard work of the current Family Focus team, Bernice's vision lives on. Let's hear from Bernice herself about her vision for Family Focus. Thank you.